I'll introduce to you, there's a game that's being played, and we need to play the game, unfortunately, as best as we can. I'd like to now introduce to you Lisa Bellamy. I had no idea that just because we're dealing with Indigenous people doesn't necessarily mean we're dealing with the people that have the best intentions for the land or the authority from an Indigenous perspective to choose what happens to the land. So it just shows that there's issues in all sorts of cultures, and all that glitters ain't gold, and sometimes a little bit of digging is required.
When I first started thinking I've got to do something to save this land, I felt like I was a bit of a voice in the wilderness, but there are so many people in this community that are behind me. So, and we've created a real positive community group. Unfortunately, I found that is not the case anymore, and I think most people are starting to understand that. And well, as it turns out, they have let the Central Coast down because we love this land and we feel connected to this land. Not all of us are Indigenous, but you don't have to be Indigenous to feel a real connection to this land.
I tell you what, Lisa, that is such a valid point, because at the end of the day, as much as I love and respect the Indigenous people and the original caretakers of this land, I have a spiritual connection because I'm a human. And being a human being means I'm a part of this. We're all connected. I think it's the height of arrogance and self-righteousness to think that we're separate. And we just treat it with such contempt. It's time for a change, and we're going to make it happen.
I believe that it's happening.